All right, so we're going to move on and briefly talk about the effects of soil erosion, which are going to be learning targets 16 and 17 of Unit 3. So, consequences of soil erosion can be classified as either on site effects or off site damage. Some on site effects removal of topsoil. Topsoil provides the best medium for plant growth. Subsoil is not as productive. Topsoil takes a long time to replace. With that being said, we are currently losing more topsoil than we are forming. While topsoil or soil in general is a renewable resource, again, remember it takes a very long time for this to happen, but it doesn't take a long time for that topsoil to be eroded away. Some other on-site effects: loss of plant availability water. So two different ways: the gravitational moisture and capillary moisture. So gravitational moisture is water that moves downward as a result of gravity, downward through the soil, that is. And capillary moisture is water that is held within the pore space against the force of gravity. It's moved by capillary action, and this is the water that fuels plants. So with less topsoil, which will mean less pores, there is less space to hold soil moisture for the plants, which will again play into that less or the lack of nutrients there for growing plants in that topsoil layer. So other on-site effects: nutrient loss. Okay, we do know by now, we should know by now that topsoil contains the most nutrients for plant growth. So when erosion removes this topsoil, it takes the nutrients with it. This is not only a waste of nutrients, but it could also be a waste of money. But it is also a source of the off-site effect, a large source of the off-site effect, which is pollution, whether it be other parts of land or water sources. So as we just said, off-site effects, the big one is pollution. Nutrients that are washed away with soil collects in water bodies. Microbes feed on these nutrients, using up oxygen faster than they're supposed to, which will cause a lack of oxygen in water bodies, which will play an impact on the other organisms that live in water bodies. Even though they're water-based, they still need oxygen. This process is known as eutrophication, and it is the result of nutrient pollution in water bodies. So, sedimentation is soil that is washed away by erosion that settles in the bottom of water bodies. And this requires dredging to remove, and dredging is expensive. It's not something cheap. And if it is not removed, then over time it can build up to eventually take over bodies of water. So the cost of soil erosion is very hard to pin down to an exact cost. So productivity costs are anywhere between 40 million to 27 billion dollars, and that's on site. And off-site costs are anywhere between 3.1 billion and 17 billion. Okay, so in class we'll talk about examples of both of these. And that is going to be where we end. Okay. Um, Be sure you complete the video form that goes with this. And today we also added another half cup of water to our soil erosion lab. And so that you should be taking data over that if you're in class. If you have questions, let me know.